Hey, I will show you in this video what is the best way to have a training diary to to keep track of what you're doing. And this method I have developed over the years. And this is the best method to do it. But for this demonstration, I'm using this kind of small paper. But obviously, when you do it, you use this type of thing, depending how much room you want. But because this takes so much room from the video, I will now just demonstrate it, the method with this one. First thing what you do is you open this from the middle and remove these things from it. I'm gonna use this knife to open this. There, and then you remove them. Now, then you will take all the pages out and leave just the cover. And okay, let's now assume that let's make up some kind of program for you to illustrate how you would use this system. Let's say you are doing bench, squat, deadlift, and maybe you train separately triceps and biceps. Let's say this is now, and maybe chin-ups also. Let's say this is now your program. So for everyone, we take first one of these pages. So bench, deadlift, squat, chin up, biceps, triceps. And we draw on them or write on them what we are gonna do with them. So there. Now you have one page for each. Okay. And now we keep them here separate to this point. And then you take a second page for each. But I'm just gonna illustrate it for this bench press. So take in mind that we have all these made. Gonna put them there. So you take a second page, put it here, and on this first page you write the variation of the exercise you are doing. Let's say you are just doing your first variation, and let's just call it's the normal barbell bench press. Okay, normal flat bench barbell. All right. Then note that these are now separate pages, meaning that since this whole page is our variation page, you can mark it here. It's our variation page, as well as everything here. So this one is where you start to write the actual bench related logging. All right. So if now would be this date and Monday, let's say, and then it would be would be to this first variation. You can think that here would be more variation that you could choose from. You just write it there. There is one variation, And then you do warm-up sets, 60 kilos, 100 kilos, and then this, your working sets would be like, let's say it's 120 kilos. And you can also write, if you want, how many reps you did on the warm-up sets. I don't, but you could. You could say you did 10 reps with that. 100 you did. With 100 you did, let's say you did 2 reps for warm-up, and then you are your working sets. And note that even now that it appears that there isn't much room, note that when you are doing it, you can use like this normal size paper, so you have a lot more room there. Let's say, and then if you like, the idea here is to use some kind of coded way of explaining what you are doing so that you can put everything in this exercise in the one row. So that when you next time you exercise, let's say it was be this date, and don't know what, let's say it's Monday again, I don't know. And you again the same variation, and you can write it here. You did the same warm-ups, and here let's say you last time you trained, you got, let's say, 5 repetitions. Now that you can see, it comes right under it, and you got 6 repetitions. You can easily see that, oh, I improved. And note that now that this system, this is just one muscle group, one exercise, and these go like here. So when you are then reading this book, it comes out like this. And when this is separate page, you have basically infinitely room to add variations, you know? And since you have infinitely room, meaning that if you run out of room for these variations, you can just add a page here, like this. And now you have one more variation page there, you know? This is infinitely modifiable, since you can add pages and do everything, because the pages are not connected. Meaning that since you have now infinite room, if this doesn't articulate it for you, or you cannot come up with a name for an exercise, you can just draw a picture or something. If this articulates for you better what you are doing, then it's your diary, it's your system. You can whatever conveys to you best what you are doing, you use that. Okay, and then you can see that now you just put here. You can get so many so many sessions here under each other, and you can track easily see what you did, and you can add comments or everything, whatever. And then you come here and you continue this same here, this and there, and then when you run here, you just add a page, and then you continue here, and then you continue here. You have infinitely room, meaning you can have 10 years worth of logging here in the same system. Okay, let's assume now that I would have done everything I just did for all of these. Let's assume that. So what you're gonna do now, when you have all these systems, you're gonna determine all these exercises, I mean, you're gonna determine in which order you wanna train them. Let's say I want to train bench first, then you wanna train the tricep then you put the tricep page here. Obviously there would be more pages, since like like this. We have pages here. This is not needed since there is nothing on it. And there would be the tricep page, the second page for triceps, where you have the actual data, what you did. And then let's say after that you go to do the deadlift. Now, like this. Then you add the actual logging page where you have the what you did. But you say, let's say after that you do the pull down. You list the variations there, and then what you did, like this. Then let's say you want to do the bicep. Then did I have the triceps also already here? Ah, yeah, you did them here. Yes, biceps. You add the page where you put the what you gonna do here, the log information, and then finally the squat page, and here you put that login page for squats. So now this is this system. So it's easy. You open it. You see I'm gonna do the bench. You see the variations. You go here. You see that last time I did the variation number 1. You can look. It was this one. And then you can see I did this, and this much. Let's say now it's this date. Let's say now it's this date. And let's pretend it's also Monday. And now you do the same with this. And then you are also, oh, interesting. Maybe I should add more. And you go this, you put 122.5 kilos. And you do this set, and you notice you got 3. Good. And now you can look back and you see everything nicely there about the bench. And if you change the variation, you come up with something else. You maybe do a little bit incline or whatever. You take a different barbell, or you do the dumbbell bench press. Then you just mark different, let's say it's a variation 3. And you can easily see when you look past that what variation you were doing and what you got with it. And here you can see, okay, next time, and when you have done this, you can say, okay, tricep is next, and then you do the triceps. Oh, deadlift comes after that. Good. Pull downs, good. And the beauty of this system is that now if you decide that you want to change the order, you no longer want to do the bench and triceps first, but you for some reason decide that I want to do this deadlift, pull down, and biceps before I want to do these ones. Then you can just change the order. And nothing, didn't have to change anything in your basic logging. Now it's just, you do the deadlifts, the information comes here. After that, this movement, this movement. Now you are in your bench session. You can easily see what you are doing. Everything comes, and then the squats come there. So it's very systematic, and you can change the order of the pages, and you can add pages. Let's say I now ran out of room here. I would have write this down and this down. Then I just take another page, add it here, and you have full write all here, and now you just continue here, and you just keep adding pages as you need the page. And this is have worked very great for me. You basically don't never have to put away an old training diary because you ran out of pages. Because you can never run out of pages. You can just buy another booklet like this, whatever these are. And then you just use these pages and you add them to this already existing system. You will have 10 years worth of data here. You never lose your data. It's always here. Okay? And this is, and then this is it. And if you are worried that you will drop this and you will mess up the pages, you can just do this. Take a rubber band and put it here. Now the pages stay together. Maybe not so strong rubber band, but you get my point. Or string, whatever. Yeah. And for example, this is what I have been using. Is it in the frame? So you open it. I have wrote some stuff. And this is the, not in English but in Finnish, but this is like the incline bench. You can see here that I have data here from what year is it? 2021 here. If this is this data on. And you can see that I have been training this weight, done 8 sets, and this is my notation that I did 1 set with it. And I did it to failure. The plus is to failure and the 1 is how many sets with the weight. And you can see that I have been progressing there, and there has happened something. Maybe I dieted or something and the weight dropped. And I haven't wrote out the warm-ups if the warm-ups have been the same. And this is from the 2024. And it just goes on and it goes on until it stops, and here we are. And then we go to shoulder press, and then the shoulder press data, we go to triceps extension or whatever tricep variation. Like I have developed this over the years, this system, so I don't have in every place the first page is not the variation page, but they are written here wherever I have room. Like here is the variation 3, the variation 6, wherever I have found room to write them. But if you would be wiser, you would just list them here in the first place. And then you just, if I want to ever change the order, I can just what I showed you before, because these are not connected. And in this system, you notice maybe that you are not gonna write anything here. These pages are totally empty. You only write on half of the pages in this system, because you could, like I could use all this to write stuff here. I could do it, but I have chosen not to. because I don't want to open this every time I use this. Because if I open this and drop it, then I mix up the pages. I want to minimize that kind of accident happening. Okay, let me highlight a couple more points about this system. So what we did so far is just you would have one of these if you work out everything in one day, meaning you do full body workout, then everything would be in the same covers, right? And you could go over them like this. I added here so that now here we have variation and you can have deadlift variations, and then comes the deadlift log page, and then the next variation and the next log. So, but what if you now have been doing full body and you wanna move to split, that you do one day certain muscle group, next session that another muscle group, but you have this. So it's very simple. So since you have probably bought more than one of these, since you need the pages later, you can just take the cover of the another booklet and then you just divide it. Since everything is here totally separatable. Let's say you wanna do the kind of like a back and pull and push split. So you just take the deadlift, pull down, and you consider biceps is also a pulling movement. And now you just take this everything and you move it here. And now this is your one session and here is the other session. And you just write it here when you do ever these lifts, and whenever you do this session you write it here. And you can just keep them both so you don't have to think which is which. You go to the gym and you pick the one which you are doing. And then also another thing, I like there can be exercises in which you are training the arms separately, meaning like for example here I put the bicep, like I wrote here one arm dumbbell curl standing. It would be the variation 3 for biceps. So note that you can have different results. Here we are doing the variation 3. You can have different results for different arm. So here you have 15 kilo dumbbell, for example, and you got the right arm, you got 2 repetitions, and left arm you got 3. So you could use some kind of system like this where you can write which arm got which. Obviously you could make your own system, but the idea is use some kind of shortened notations so you can everything fits nicely in one row. This is, in my opinion, the best system for keeping a log of what you have done, because you have everything is just line, and you can easily see what you did the first time. Some system has that they write the whole workout here in this page, whole workout here on that page, this page. Like, how you are gonna compare what you did half a year ago when you have changed variations and stuff? When you how easy it is to go and see when you did the last time the same variation or whatever. Very confusing, and yeah, I think this is the best system, and this is what I have been using and been very happy with it. Try it. If you don't like it, don't use it. If you like it, good. Okay, that's all. Bye.